My family was all Republican politicians. Like, I met Dick Cheney when I was 10. My dad was friends with Dick Cheney. We stockpiled arms against the government, because the government might come try to attack you and, persecute you for being a Christian. And I also grew up in like very strict Christian fundamentalism. And then that really started to shift when I turned 23.
Just what prompted that shift for you?
I was engaged at the time, and my fiance's half sister got pregnant, and she was 12. And we found out that she had been being raped by her mom's boyfriend since she was 9. At the time, I was a no exceptions at all, anti-abortion person. Right. And I'm sitting in the corner of the room thinking, man, this is wrong. Like, my worldview is wrong. How could I possibly look at this child who's already, suffered the consequences of the evil of a grown man and expect her to do more? And at one point, they did have me take her to like a pregnancy class. I take her to this class, and it's all these teenage girls. The oldest was 19. There was one 19-year-old, and then she was the youngest at 12. And the rest of the girls were about 15, 16. One girl, her boyfriend was there who was her age. All of the other girls in the room, the fathers were over 21. Oof. And I'm sitting in the back, like, so angry and questioning everything. One, because I believe, like, in her situation, I was like, this is so wrong. I can't ask this of her. She's a little girl. It's not her fault. And then I realized the flaw in my thinking of why is the response, one, knowing that a 21-year-old and a 15-year-old is statutory rape. And then two, finally seeing that all the arguments I had been fed my whole life, there was no call for paternal responsibility. I'm like, where's the accountability for the men that are supposed to be leaders? I've been told my whole life they're supposed to have all the power, all the control, all the leadership because they're God's favorite, because penises. And I finally, that night, I couldn't sleep. And so for the first time, I just researched abortion statistics because I didn't know. I had never thought to ask. And the first one I read was that 93% of abortions happen before 14 weeks. And I was shocked. And I verified it in all these different resources, all these different like research articles, because I had been told my whole life that women were going out in droves in the second and third trimester and having abortions. And I believed at that time, at 23 years of age, I believed that after birth abortions were real, and that Democrats were promoting this. Find out that's infanticide, been illegal the whole time. And that was the first moment where the house of cards cracked. And like a lot of people who start to deconstruct from high control groups, when one issue falls, when you can see the truth of one issue or one lie, everything else tends to fall with it.